So finally, Sheila Weil had moved next door, and she babysat for me. And I came along, and I knew something was different here. I remember you preaching about Abraham. I remember the evening, and I went back to my babysitter and I said, "Tonight, I met a man who saw it inside me," and she went, "Yuck."
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, there wasn't much nice in there. Oh, okay.
Anyway, so she came to the church, and I lost my babysitter. But then we came again, and you invited us around to your house, and we came to your house. And we were sitting there just chatting, and suddenly, out of the blue it seemed, you just said to me, "You've got a son, and he's got a real need in his life. Bring him to the church, and we'll pray for him." And I was absolutely amazed, because I had never spoken to any person about this real problem in my life. And I hadn't really spoken to Jean-Claude about it. It was something that was just inside me.
But just going back, your drinking and smoking had stopped.
Yes, it had stopped.
You know, you were no longer Fag and Lil.
No,
it
I
was the
stopped.
first meeting you came to the church.
Yeah, I stopped smoking. And in fact, I didn't know that I'd stopped drinking. That was, it was several weeks before, because my lifestyle immediately changed. I was meeting new people, doing new things. I hadn't really realized. And there was a barbecue, and I had a glass of wine, and somebody said, "Have another glass of wine," and I said, "Fine," which was normally what I would do. And I put it to my lips, and I couldn't drink it. It was just distasteful to me. And I went round to the back of there was a sort of marquee, and I poured it out on the grass. And it still didn't dawn on me what had happened. It was a few days later, and I was thinking, goodness me, that's out of character. And I've never been able to drink more than a glass of wine since. I enjoy a glass of wine with Sunday lunch, and that's it. I can do without it. It's really not a problem.
And the smoking you were totally delivered of.
Totally. Never smoked again.
And and at that time, in that first meeting, you gave your heart to Christ?
It was the next meeting I came to. The first meeting had a real impact, but God really met me the second time. And I knew God was real, and that he loved me. And I mean, that was an amazement, because I knew I didn't deserve that.
And then your husband came.
He did.
And he laughed all through the first meeting.
I don't think.
Got met in the second meeting.
Yes, he came home, and he was quite amazed, and he picked up a Bible and started to read it, trying to sort of understand what this all was. And there was a real change.
So then you had Nicky, your son, who'd got this real problem, and I'd said, bring him to the church. Then what happened?
We did bring him to the church, and you prayed for him. And the nightmares stopped immediately. We didn't see that at all. And then, when the school started, he came to the school. And he came, and at that time, his reading age, I think, was about 5 or 6, wasn't it?
And his age was?
And he was been about 10 then, 12, no, a bit more than that, 12, 13.
12 or 13,
13,
yes.
13 he must have been. Yes, I think, something like that. And 2 years later, he came out with, what was it, 9, 10 GCSEs?
10
GCEs.
GCEs.
GCEs, yes.
Level 1, weren't they?
They were. He did extremely well.
Yeah.
And that was such a miracle. The school just transformed. Well, the school transformed all the children's lives. I had a lot to learn, but, you know, it was coming then from all angles, and that was just wonderful. Yeah.
A nice holistic approach.
Yes.
And so that really changed the whole family.
It really did.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's tremendous.
It is. It's been wonderful. I'm so grateful.
And it's 28 years, you were telling me.
28 years, March, April time.
That's incredible. Yeah.
That's
makes us feel old.
Speak for yourself.